pull out the protein, pull out the sauce, make an easy carb, easy veggie, ta-da, AIP meal. Welcome to World AIP, the channel dedicated to helping you implement the Autoimmune Protocol. I'm certified AIP coach Stacy, and today I'm doing baby step 5, the final baby step to getting you on AIP. If you haven't watched baby steps 1 through 4, I'm going to link to them in the description below. And if going cold turkey and diving in is more your style, I'll link to that video in the description below. So, in baby step 5, you need veggies and carbs. Yes, carbs. AIP is not a keto diet, and keto is not recommended for those with autoimmune disease by Dr. Sarah Ballantyne, with the exception of multiple sclerosis and autoimmune diseases that affect the central nervous system. Outside of that, she does not recommend keto for autoimmunity. Keto is especially not recommended for those with Hashimoto's or adrenal dysfunction. Women can be particularly sensitive to the effects of a very low carbohydrate diet. I'll link below to where you can find more information on that. Anyway, you're gonna need some carbs and some veggies. Every plate should start with vegetables. This is a plant-based diet. No, it's not vegan, but it is plant-based. You want to load your plate up with vegetables, and then you add your meat. So every plate should start with veggies and lots of them. If you want stuff that is very minimal to prepare and will last, then buy frozen broccoli, frozen spinach, frozen cauliflower, frozen carrots, etc. to have on hand. All you gotta do is grab it out of the freezer and heat it up. So that's easy, easy, easy. Also some pre-washed boxed lettuce. They have baby kale, you know, arugula, all that good stuff. All done, the work is done for you. As far as fresh, cabbage, carrots, onions, turnips, and garlic keep for like weeks in the fridge. Those are your long-term veggies that you can buy fresh without, you know, looking in the fridge and they're all slime 3 days later. The boxed lettuce greens, you're gonna wanna, you know, eat those faster. The veggies that you can buy that you wanna get around to eating a little sooner outside of the lettuce would be things like avocado, fresh lime, kale, celery, cucumber, radish. If you're new to cooking, or you're not an adventurous vegetable eater, you might want to stick to the frozen veggies and like the boxed lettuce and just try one new veggie each shopping trip. Don't overwhelm yourself by buying all kinds of veggies you've never cooked before in your life. Like, you don't want to go and grab like the fresh beets with the big stems and greens and bok choy and kohlrabi. There's so many crazy, awesome vegetables out there, but if you're new to this, that's gonna overwhelm you. Then just grab some frozen broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, carrots. You have a lot of veggies, right? And it's easy, and the chopping, prepping, washing has been done. Once you're like an old AIP pro and everything's sailing along smoothly, then you can be like, hey, I think I'm gonna try to make, you know, I'm gonna get fresh beets and I'm gonna make saute those greens like spinach, and I'm gonna oven roast the stems with some garlic, and that's all good stuff. But you don't have to do that right off the bat, and especially not if you're new to cooking or you're not a big vegetable eater. You will learn over time exactly how much to buy and how much is gonna last you a week. Until then, if you buy too much fresh veggies right before you think they're gonna start going bad, throw them into a pot and make soup or like a veggie stock. Or you can saute vegetables and freeze them. And carbs. I'm gonna stick with the simple ones for this video. If you want to get all exciting, crazy things and you have a Latin market nearby, here's a great video. Alright, sick of sweet potatoes. But just for the basics, someone just starting out has access to a normal grocery store, and that's it. Butternut squash, sweet potatoes, white sweet potatoes, and guess what, guys? Green unripe bananas. Just the regular old Chiquita bananas. Yep. Ask the produce guy, hey, do you have any of these that are even greener in the back? Or just sift through and get the ones that are like so unripe. And you can boil those for 20 minutes and they are just like white potatoes. I mentioned this in another video. I have a video on, you know, green bananas as a white potato substitute. I'll link to that below. And one of my viewers made them, gave them to her husband, didn't tell him that they were not potatoes. He said they were the best mashed potatoes he ever had. So yeah, there you go. That's plenty of different ideas, right, for fun and interesting carb sources. With the sweet potatoes, you can make, you know, sweet potato fries, sweet potato hash browns, mashed sweet potatoes, and there's all different varieties now of sweet potatoes. You might only be able to find the orange ones, and that's okay. If you hate the orange ones and that's all that there is, then green banana. But if you can find white sweet potatoes, oh man, so many options, so many fun options that are easy. If you don't know how to cook, okay, you take your butternut squash, cut it in half. You can take the seeds out with a spoon. You bake it on a cookie sheet for like 45 minutes. Same with like spaghetti squash. Sweet potatoes too, so easy. Oh my goodness. You can like peel them, cut them into like 1-inch cubes and boil them in water until they're fork tender. You don't need to know how long. Until they're fork tender, you know, maybe after 20 minutes, you know, pierce it with a fork. And now with that, you can just have boiled sweet potato, or you can mash them with coconut milk or just a bunch of your favorite oil, olive oil mashed potatoes, maybe some chives. Just now you have mashed potatoes. You don't need butter and cream to make mashed potatoes. You just need the starchy base and a little bit of liquid to get them mashed up. It's so easy. Garlic mashed potatoes. You can take the whole sweet potato, white, orange, any kind of sweet potato, right? Pierce it a couple times. Throw the thing in the oven. Probably want to put it on a cookie sheet because it might start dripping that ooey gooey sweet potato juice and smoke up the kitchen. So okay, put it on a sheet and just toss them in there. Like 45 minutes to an hour. You'll smell it. You'll smell the caramelizing sweet potato wafting out of the oven when they're done. Just make sure it's fork tender. Now you have baked sweet potato, and it pops out of the skin very easily. As far as freezing your carbs, you can peel them and chop them and freeze them while they're raw. No problem. I have successfully frozen baked sweet potatoes. The white sweet potatoes freeze better. The orange ones kind of get watery to me. I'd say if they're going bad, just starting to go bad, I would say freeze them raw. Pre-cooked carbs that you can freeze ahead of time would be like the green banana mashed potatoes, or you could bake my white sweet potato bars. Those freeze really well. These don't really require batch cooking. All you gotta really do is buy the carbs, buy the frozen veggies, boom. Now it just needs to get heated up. You have your protein you're gonna grab out of the fridge, you have your yummy sauce, you have a meal. Listen to the combinations you could create. How about meatballs with mashed white sweet potato or mashed green banana mashed potatoes, broccoli, and queso cheese sauce drizzled all over. Or ranch. If you don't want to make my queso cheese sauce, make that easy ranch recipe that we went over in our last baby step. So think of it like meatballs, mashed potato, broccoli, and ranch sauce. That sounds so good. I mean, that should sound good to somebody not on AIP. What about tender, shredded, like falling off the bone crock pot beef with a oven baked sweet potato, side of salad, like maybe just some, you know, boxed lettuce, and then you could, you know, put some sliced onion on there if you want, or shredded carrot, all topped with a lovely Italian vinaigrette or creamy ranch. That creamy ranch is good with pretty much everything. What about some parchment baked wild salmon with, you know, dried herbs or an Italian vinaigrette, carrots and green banana hash. You can make hash with them too. Oh yeah. Tender, slow cooked crock pot chicken with ranch dressing drizzled on top, sweet potato fries. You just pull out the protein, pull out the sauce, make an easy carb, easy veggie, ta-da, AIP meal. And you know, you don't have to have that for each meal. Like for breakfast, you could batch cook up this week during, you know, Baby Step 5, you could make a big batch of my sweet potato bars. Are amazing. They're so good for breakfast. Just grab and go. You can make like a breakfast scramble, portion that out, but at least now you have an easy way of eating, you know, AIP meals, and now you can get fancier from here. So as of now, you have everything you need to start AIP. Wake up tomorrow morning, have a breakfast scramble, or some, what the heck, have some meatballs and veggies and sweet potato if you want. I often eat dinners for breakfast. Pack your lunch and make sure to thaw your dinner. Easy. To maintain AIP, all you're really gonna need to do is a protein batch cook every 2 weeks, and you know, a little sauce batch cook. And just weekly, make sure you have enough starchy carbs and veggies. And you can start experimenting with different sauces to keep things exciting and interesting. Start making big vats of bone broth. You can try my head and liver beef scramble as one of your ground beef recipes. Also make up some shellfish cubes. And of course, we all know that AIP is not just diet, it's lifestyle changes. And we've covered the social aspect, we've covered movement, we've covered stress, and I saved the most important to me for last. Well, I don't know, because stress is really up there too, but sleep! You gotta get your sleep. Sleep is not an option. You have to honor and respect your body's need for sleep, or it's going to be hateful to you. It does not make you cooler or more motivated or more of a go-getter and, you know, to brag about like, oh, I only sleep 4 hours a night. It just makes you unhealthier. I envy people that can do that, but if I try to do it, I don't feel good at all. And I know it's a pain because you can get so much done in those extra 2 hours, but it's detracting from your overall quality of life and your health. So if you're trying to heal from an autoimmune disease, you have to prioritize it as much as you would that work deadline or that pile of laundry you want to fold, or that TV show, or whatever it is that's keeping you from getting all the sleep you need. Ideally, you should be getting 8 to 10 hours. At least allow yourself that window, and if you don't need it, then figure out what you do need. It'll probably be somewhere in the 8-hour range, and then respect and honor that. Stay tuned for future videos where I'll have more AIP recipes and inspiration. And if you want more clips of behind the scenes from the channel, my everyday grocery shopping trips or what I have for dinner, just all things like that, I post almost every day on Lens. It's a feature of Patreon, but it's free to the public. So you don't have to be a patron to view the clips. And if you are a patron, $2 and up, I also put out a patron-exclusive video once a month. But either way, check it out. The clips are free and they can be another helpful source of inspiration to you. So I hope to see you soon. Let me know what videos would be helpful to you, because now you're on AIP, baby. You did it. You did all the baby steps. You did it. And I'm proud of you. I hope to see you soon. Until then, be healthy.